So with Pixel 10, taking and editing photos is easier than ever, even if you don't know a lot about photography. But what if you do know some stuff about photography? Well, Pixel 10 can help here too. We've invited one of our favorite photographers to share what he's been able to do with the Pixel 10 Pro. You've probably seen his iconic portraits of celebrities like Beyonce and Stephen Curry, or one of my personal favorites, his photo of Kendrick Lamar and SZA for their Grand National Tour. Either way, everyone, please show some love to the legendary Andre D. Wagner. How you doing, bro? Of course, man, of course. Andre. How you feeling, man? How you doing?
Feeling great. Feeling good.
Okay. I heard you got early access to the Pixel 10 Pro. What's the vibe?
Early access, you know, that's how I roll. I think first impressions, I was actually quite impressed.
Oh, say less. Okay, we're done. No. But I heard you went out and took over 2,000 photos in the city, so I really want to take a look at a few, if you don't mind. I would love to see it. Let's see it.
I mean, I like to get my day started early, so I wanted to get out before the light got harsh. And so we have this like classic photo of Brooklyn brownstones.
Love it.
Blue skies, this like beautiful like golden gradient on the windows here. And then on the right, I actually ended up going up to Harlem, and I caught this brother just taking his sisters to a bodega. So just like a lovely scene right here.
These pictures are so dope. I love that scene you caught on the right with the family and taking them. That's so precious. Like amazing how you capture that. But to me, I'm like, I just moved to New York. I'm on my brownstone vibe. I love this like Brooklyn brownstone, and more importantly, it feels so quintessential New York, you know. And the thing that we've really worked on this year with our camera is to make sure all the colors are true to life. So you see the reds of the brownstone, the blue of the sky. These should be like exactly how you remember them that day.
Yeah, actually, both of these photographs, I did no edit. So these are just like how the colors and how it just renders straight out of the box. So.
Man, we got to keep going. Let me see another set. I got to keep going.
So, I mean, as a photographer, I love to photograph movement. So you also can't talk about New York City streets without talking about New York City pigeons. So having them as a backdrop and an element in the photograph is always great. And then Washington Square Park in the summer is straight magical. I mean, we have this grown man just like having a great time.
That's actually me. I didn't give you permission for that. No. But I love both these photos, of course. The pigeons, to me, I love how it freezes that motion. That's really hard to do on a camera, and I'm glad our camera is able to do that so well. And on top of that, the composition. How are you doing this? Like,
I mean, you know, I did take a lot of pictures, so photographer just tries as many opportunities as possible. But I think one of the things I was excited about with the phone was that I put it in 50 megapixel mode, and I just wanted to see if it can kind of like keep up, you know, and just like as I was photographing like this movement, and just like the phone was just like meeting me at every step.
You mentioned 50 megapixel. You've activated my trap card. I'm excited. I will say I love 50 megapixel mode. I heard you got some portraits for us to see.
Yeah, so walking around Washington Square Park, you know, I usually shoot a lot of portrait work on medium format film. And so on the phone, I was like, let me put it in portrait mode and see what happens. And, you know, I was quite impressed, like not only by like the color rendering, but also just like this beautiful separation between the subject and the background. And just actually how smooth and just real life it looked, you know, because sometimes like in the past it's looked a little weird. So I was like, okay, like this is like a really great feature.
Hey man.
And then like also I just love to like photograph with like a nice backlight, and I was just curious to see how it would render just this tonality of such a high range, and it picked up everything.
So two things. One, Pixel 10 Pro is the only device that supports up to 50 megapixels of resolution in portrait mode. So I'm glad you were really rocking with it, because that's what we were here for. And then number two, that skin tonality piece is what we call real tone. It's a huge thing that we've really, really kind of invested in to make sure that our camera represents all types of skin tones equitably and accurately, so that everyone feels their best through the camera and behind the camera. But I heard we got time for one last shot. I'm ready. Please blow me away. I'm ready.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm a photographer. I'm always chasing light, but sometimes you see moments at the end of the day. And so I'm in Washington Square Park. I'm roaming around the fountain, and I'm just looking for intimacy. And so I took out a phone out of my pocket. I made a picture.
Some other phone.
And then I took out the Pixel, and I put it in night sight, and I went to make another picture. So to be able to see like this much detail in a nighttime photo, it just like makes a photographer really happy and confident to like make images when the light's not perfect.
Hey, I can't talk on other phones, but all I can say is I'm glad you've seen the light. Hey, but seriously, thank you so much for sharing your art. Andre Wagner, everyone.